Okay, so I'm going to be showing how to use a student response system in Moby Max. It's right down here. It's a pretty cool little thing. I use it a lot for either really short lessons, something we just need to go over to refresh. I also use it for walking out the door quizzes or last thing to do for the day or something we've already gone over just as a refresh. I really like them because you can really control what the students are able to access and what they're not able to access. Sometimes it's a quiz and sometimes it's just I let them use question by question. So here it is right down here, and I open it up, and these are all my students right now, and this is the active session. But I have to plan these things before I go into them because it's kind of hard to plan on the fly. So I do go to the session library, and that's where all your saved sessions will be, more or less. So you go over here and create new session, and I'm going to show this session to all students, and we are working on progressive verb tenses. And click next. And there's create new problems, so you can make up your own problems, and that'll give you the option to do multiple choice or fill in the blank. They also have their own curriculum, which is actually pretty useful. So I go in here, and you can do math or language, and we're on language right now. So I'm going to do progressive. You kind of have to sometimes search around to find what you're exactly looking for, but I've used it a few times, so I know what to narrow it down to now. So we are just working on identifying them. So we're going to start with this one. Now, they start off, they have these cool little videos that you can kind of talk through with the students. If they click on the green arrow button, it'll move it through them. It'll move them through the video without asking, but it's kind of a short little video. This one's starting with I'm walking the dog and kind of tells you and the students what it actually is. And I can zoom in with it so that all the students can see as well as they can see it on their computers. Yes, the students were able to access this. There's the next part of the clip. And so I usually start it off with whatever that one is. And you click add, and there's that green arrow. There is no way to uncheck it, but you can go back later and throw it away. So to check out which ones I want to use, I usually click on the question. And so I'll use that one. That's a good one. I like a few of them because it says check all. And as we know, that's difficult for some of the students. So which verbs, we're going to check that one. I like to go and check which ones they're using because sometimes they don't always have the best options. And I'll use that one. So I can even go down and add different ones from down here, but I'm not going to do that today. So I click end, and there's all my questions. Now you have to make sure you don't, you have to make sure you go through and click on something down here. Oh, where is it? It says turn all questions off. So when you make that active, you have to make sure you click turn all the questions off, but you can give them problem and feedback, and I like to do that for all of them. So here, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So that's now a saved session in your library. To make it active, you go click on active session, and you go click on create new active. And I make a session active from my session library because I try to do it beforehand. And here's the one I just made. I click on it, and now it's live. Now, the key is if you want to monitor how your students are doing, I click on turn all problems on or turn all problems off. I turn all problems off, and then I activate just the one I want them to look at right now. And you can slowly release them to do each one. If you want to reorder questions, like this question, I want to go first. So I click on that, and I move it up to the top. Well, it should move to the top. Move it up to the top, and so I make sure that's the first question they see. And then I can add others in. You can add other questions in, add new problem. You can refresh. This right here will tell you their scores. So while they're working on it, it'll tell you there's no answer right now. Who's viewing it? If I go and activate an old session, it'll tell you over here how your students did on that, like their participation versus their score. So this student missed one, it wasn't there for one question. Kind of gives you an idea of where everyone's working. All right, so that's how to make a Moby Max student response system and how to use those little quizzes. All right, thanks.